welcome to this week's episode of Fairytales with Isabella Jane
and Rosie. Della, what story are we doing today?
Well, we are doing the 20th feature film by Disney, the 20th animated film, and it was released in 1970. And in fact, it's about a family of cats.
We've done dogs, we've done jungle animals, now we're going to do cats. Now that's pretty cool. What on earth could cats be interesting? You know, what's interesting about them?
Well, Rosie, this is a phenomenal story. And in fact, the name is very, very clever. It comes from the name Aristocats.
Okay, so the cats were rich.
Yes, the cats were rich. That is such an amazing story by Disney, and I absolutely adore it because I love cats, Rosie.
I love cats too. So can I start this one?
Sure. You know how it goes.
Once upon a time,
there was a family of cats. Duchess, the mom cat, was a beautiful white kitty cat, and she had some little kittens.
I love kittens.
I love kittens too. They were owned by a beautiful, beautiful old lady, which they knew as Madame, because that's what everyone around her called her.
Okay, and so what's the story all about?
Well, this is the story of course, our kitty cats. So, Madame was an old woman, and she was looking at who she would give her estate to, this beautiful, massive home that she owned.
And who was she going to give it to? Did she have children?
No, her children were actually her cats. So she decided, Rosie, to give all of her money, all of her belongings, to her cats.
What? No, that's just silly.
I don't think that's silly. I think that's wonderful.
No, Della, it's silly.
Okay, well, what if I gave all my belongings to you?
Well, that makes no sense.
Okay, so her butler actually overheard, his name was Edgar, overheard her saying this, and he expected this woman to give all of her belongings to him, and he thought, what, so I'm not going to live here and just look after these cats who own this big house?
Well, it doesn't sound like a bad life, because then he can live in this massive house, and technically he would have all the money because he's a human.
Yeah, well, he didn't really see it that way, and he thought he's going to get rid of the cats.
Oh no!
So that night for dinner, he put some sleeping potion inside of their milk, and all the cats fell asleep.
What did he do to them?
Well, he was going to take them far, far away, out of Paris, to keep them away so that he could get Madame's belongings.
And did he?
Well, we're going to see. So he took them in a sack, in a basket, on his motorbike, and he started to drive them far, far away. But on his way, these two dogs who didn't like motorbikes very, very much started chasing him, and eventually the basket fell off of the motorbike on the banks of a river, and he lost the cats.
Oh, thank goodness. But now, Della, the cats were so far away.
They were, and at this point, Madame realized that her cats were gone, and she was absolutely heartbroken, and she knew she had to get her cats back because they brought her so much joy.
Well, how did the cats get back? They didn't know the city very well, did they?
No, they didn't. So they were walking, and actually a cat known as O'Malley found them, and he was a very good-looking boy, tomcat, who lived in the alleys.
And did he help Duchess and the kittens?
He did, and he took them all over to these beautiful places. He took them to an underground jazz club, which they play this amazing song called Everybody Wants to Be a Cat.
Can we sing that later?
I think we will sing that later. And eventually, Rosie, they found their way home.
What good news!
And when they opened the door, O'Malley left them, and guess who was waiting for them at the door?
Edgar the butler!
Edgar the butler, and he put them in a sack and put them in the trunk, and he didn't want them coming anywhere near Madame because then he knew that he would be found out.
Oh no, so now they're just in this trunk and O'Malley is gone, and now what's going to happen to Duchess and the kittens?
Well, no need to fear, because luckily O'Malley heard about this horrible, horrible butler, and he came back to come and save them. And Edgar landed up in the trunk that he'd put the cats in, and he was taken away all the way to Timbuktu.
That's funny. Is that where the saying comes from?
Must be where the saying comes from. So now the kitty cats found their way back to Madame, and O'Malley actually went with them.
Were O'Malley and Duchess in love?
They were in love, and the kittens loved O'Malley. And you know what, Rosie? Madame adopted O'Malley too.
And that means he inherited all the fortune as well.
He did.
And they all lived happily ever after. Bella, I think everybody wants to be a cat.
Everybody wants to be a cat, because the cat's the only cat who knows where it's at. Everybody's picking on that feline beat, cause everything else is obsolete.
A square with a horn can make you wish you weren't on
every time he plays. But a square in the act
can set the music back to the caveman days.
Everybody wants to be a cat,
because the cat's the only cat
who knows where it's at. And everybody's picking on that feline beat.
Everybody wants to be a cat. Ta!